Welcome back, everybody. I'm here today to do a little demonstration video of the first 2 pages or so of Phantom of the Opera for the cellos. Before we get going, I was in the Homestead room this morning getting some materials, and I was able to rescue our little monkey music box prop that the auctioneer uses at the beginning of the spoken introduction before the orchestra comes in. So we'll put him right here for now, and let's work through some spots of Phantom of the Opera on cello. Now this piece begins very powerfully for the entire orchestra with a 5-beat tremolo and then a 1-beat rest, which you can see I penciled into the music. It's going to sound something like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, rest. 2, 3, 1, rest. And we do the repeat. In fact, we do all the repeats in this piece, so make sure you pay attention to the repeats. Then right underneath where it says arranged by Kelvin Custer, it suddenly goes faster, as you know from our recording of the Homestead Orchestra a couple of years ago, and we'll be off the string, and it sounds something like this. Quick shift to second position. Second. Okay. Then a wonderful cello bass melody right before 13. Do my best to play this for you. 3 notes before 13. Cello bass melody. Recommend a shift to third position so that you can vibrate on this long A. And now open A. And then open hand. And then 16th notes. 1 and 2. Okay? Now the hardest part about the opening of this piece is right about to happen at 30. Before we even play the melody for cellos and basses in E flat minor at 30, let's practice the E flat minor scale, which luckily Andrew Lloyd Webber gives us literally in the music at measure 40. It's the first measure of the third to last line. So let's just play this scale really slowly. We're going to play it backwards, starting on the E flat on the D string. We're going to play backwards, the last note of the measure. Ready? E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat in half position. It's like a B, really. 2 fingers instead of 1. And then D flat. And then the first note of the measure is the top note, E flat. There's no leading tone, it's a subtonic, so it's D flat instead of D natural, okay? That's a difficult scale. I'd recommend pausing this video right now and practicing the E flat minor scale. We're in third and a half position at rehearsal 30, and it sounds something like this. And 1, 2, 3. And then you shift. Tremolo. First ending, where 1 is, now put 3. Straight across the street. That little whole step shift. Second ending. And now don't forget it's A flat, so don't play open A. Okay. And we're coming up to 40, and here is our scale. Let's see what happens. E flat. Little shift. So that is that passage. I would play this as I said, quite slowly on the string until you can really hear what that melody is and find those notes on the cello. It's a little bit of a difficult passage. By the way, the second ending has a bit of a surprise. It ends on an up bow. There is no E flat the way you're expecting. It just ends very abruptly on the open D. Think of me, now we're into D major, much more comfortable key signature for our cellos, and you can play these pizzas, which we will do, like they ring the entire measure, okay? So let those Ds ring and you can vibrate all the way through them, all right? And now there's some challenges for the orchestra later on in Think of Me. One of the challenges is the meter. We're in 4 beats per measure in this piece, except Andrew Lloyd Webber abruptly changes twice in the song to 12/8. 12/8 just simply means instead of 2 eighth notes per beat, there's going to be 3 eighth notes per beat. The tempo of this passage is quarter note equals 110. So I would set your metronome, which is what I'm going to do right now, to eighth note equals 220. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's all there is to that. You just keep the eighth notes steady and you go straight from 4 beats, 2 eighth notes to 4 beats, 3 eighth notes. I want to do that one more time. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So let's use a Jerry Franke strategy and figure out what these notes are by using the bow instead of pizzicato. And it's not as difficult as it seems. We have 3, 3, straight across the street. And then you're going to shift up a whole step to second position. And then open. And then 1. Okay? It'll sound something like this. The next challenge in this passage is he modulates to 3 flats. He would go to 3 flat, E flat major, which is why I was suggesting we practice the E flat major scale. You'll be happy to be a little more comfortable in this key for the next several lines of the piece. So in this passage, I think I'll play this on viola instead of on cello at 74, just to give you a sense of what the pitch is. Here is 74 now. I'll play the top note, and we have, ready, go. Here's the other of those 12/8 passages. Let's play this one separate with no slurs so we can learn the notes. Okay, I'll play that now for you. 12/8, 3 and 4 and And now there's one more song that I'd like to help you with today in the cello part, and that is Angel of Music, which is in 6/8. We have one more key change now. Now it's only 2 flats, so no more A flats. If you see the note open A, you can actually play it now. And there's lots of rolling stops in Angel of Music. So like, for instance, the line right after 86, those B flats, you'll play almost don't stop your bow there, okay? Here's 98. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F sharp. So here's 98 then, and And that brings us to measure 114, which I will show you in our next video segment later on this week or early next week. As you're working on the beginning of Phantom of the Opera, I would suggest to you, please, the E-flat minor passage, play that scale until your fingers and your ear can find it, and then also E-flat major. Don't play things too quickly. Remove slurs, do arco instead of pits, and make sure you understand the fingering. They're pretty good fingerings in this piece from previous generations of cellists and sectional work. So if you have any questions about the fingering, just stop and think about what position that finger must be suggesting, and then of course pay attention to open hands so that you can reach back for flat first fingers or reach forward for extensions the other direction. It's great fun to play. I know you're going to do really well on this. Just plug away on it bit by bit, and I will help you a little bit more later on. Thanks, guys.